Bem-vindos ao nosso espaço, um mergulho profundo nos assuntos mais interessantes de esportes, ciências e temas gerais do momento. Aqui você vai encontrar conteúdo de qualidade, com análises empolgantes e descobertas fascinantes que vão expandir seus horizontes. Nossa missão é trazer informação relevante de forma dinâmica e descontraída. Queremos que você faça parte dessa jornada incrível de conhecimento e diversão. Se gostar do nosso conteúdo, não esqueça de deixar seu like e se inscrever no canal para não perder nenhuma novidade. Ative o sininho também. Aproveite!
If you love science, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have you ever wondered why your mind feels so incredibly fluid, yet strangely structured? One moment you are focused on a single task with laser precision, and the next, a single smell or sound triggers a massive cascade of memories, emotions, and ideas that span decades of your life. This isn't just a quirk of biology, it is a fundamental principle of physics. Scientists are increasingly convinced that the human brain operates in a state known as criticality. To understand this, we have to look at the world of phase transitions. In physics, a phase transition occurs when a substance changes from one state to another, like ice melting into water or water boiling into steam. But the most interesting part isn't the ice or the steam, it is the exact moment of the transition. At this critical point, the system is at its most complex and its most responsive. It is neither a rigid solid nor a chaotic gas. It is a perfect balance. Researchers now believe the human brain is permanently parked at this cosmic boundary. This is the theory of the supercritical consciousness. Think about a forest during a dry summer. If the forest is too damp, a match won't start a fire. If the forest is too dry, a single spark will incinerate everything instantly. But if the forest is at a critical state, a small fire can spread just enough to clear the underbrush without destroying the canopy. In the brain, these fires are called neural avalanches. These are bursts of electrical activity that start with a few neurons and spread to others. If your brain were too subcritical or too damp, signals would die out before they could reach distant regions, and you would be unable to process complex thoughts. If your brain were too supercritical or too dry, every tiny sensation would trigger a massive, uncontrollable seizure of activity. By staying right at the edge, your brain allows information to travel across the entire cortex without spiraling into chaos. This edge of chaos is where the most sophisticated computation happens. In a state of criticality, the brain achieves something called maximum dynamic range. This means it can respond to a tiny whisper just as effectively as a loud explosion. It also allows for long-range correlations. In a rigid system, what happens on one side has no impact on the other. In a chaotic system, everything is noise. But at the critical point, a change in one neuron can influence the behavior of a neuron on the opposite side of the brain. This is how your brain integrates sight, sound, and memory into a single, unified experience of consciousness. Why did evolution choose this precarious balance? The answer is adaptability. A brain that is too ordered is predictable and slow to change. A brain that is too chaotic cannot store information. The supercritical state provides the ultimate flexibility. It allows the brain to rapidly reconfigure itself in response to new information. It is the physics behind learning. When you learn a new skill, your brain isn't just building new wires. It is adjusting the temperature of its neural networks to find the most efficient critical state for that specific task. This concept also has profound implications for mental health and artificial intelligence. Some researchers suggest that conditions like epilepsy or certain types of depression might be the result of the brain drifting away from this critical point, either falling too far into the frozen state of localized activity or sliding too deep into the hot state of global noise. In the world of AI, engineers are now trying to build neuromorphic chips that mimic this phase transition behavior. They realize that to create a machine that truly thinks like a human, they don't just need more processing power. They need to build a system that can dance on the edge of a phase transition. In the end, the supercritical consciousness reveals that we are not just biological machines made of meat and bone. We are sophisticated physical systems that harness the deepest laws of the universe to create meaning out of noise. Your every thought is a delicate avalanche, a perfectly timed transition that allows you to perceive, react, and exist in a world of constant change. We are the universe observing itself from the most complex boundary imaginable, the edge of chaos. For more incredible facts like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.